Welcome to Level 857. I go by the name of Stikz, and today we've got an unboxing for you. I just got my package in the mail here, and straight from Amazon. So let's bring out the trusty knife and dig into it. So if this is what I think it is, which it should be, my 8bitdo M30 Genesis controller. And would you look at that? Look at how small this box is compared to the box that it was in. This is huge. All right, so let's just take a look at the box real quick. So M30 2.4 gigahertz wireless gamepad. So for the original Genesis and Mega Drive. So it contains a cable, a manual, the 2.4G receiver, and the gamepad. And on the back here, it's just showing you what a Mega Drive and a Genesis looks like, which a Mega Drive is the Japanese version of the Sega Genesis here in the US. So this controller looks like the original 6-button rendition of the Genesis pad. So if you haven't already seen on our channel, Acct 857 did an unboxing of the Super Nintendo 8bitdo controller. So here we go with this one. So I have that one, by the way. I did get this Super Nintendo controller also, but come on, I can't play Genesis with a Super Nintendo controller. So let's see what's in here. All right, so let me get rid of that box actually. All right, so we have the cable, which is a USB, micro USB cable here. And we have the little plug. So if you wanted to plug this directly into a Genesis or Mega Drive, or I would probably believe a Sega Master System also, because I think it uses the same input method. So this is the receiver for that, and boom. We have some instructions. Let's see what these actually look like. Okay, so you have the L or Z button up here, or the R or C button up here. And then you have the start button, which is right in the front, and your 3 modes. So select and the mode button in the middle. And there's a star and a minus sign and a multiple squares button. I don't know what that is, but the D-pad. So yeah, that's the home button, the multiple squares. So that's a home button, and then the star button and select or mode button are the 3 buttons on the bottom. Yeah, when do I ever look at something like this? So I'm just gonna see wireless connection. So it says plug the receiver into the controller port of the system. The LED on the receiver will start to blink. Press mode button on the controller to pair with it. Blue LED becomes solid when the connection is successful. 6-button mode or 3-button mode switching can be achieved by pressing mode button on the controller for 3 seconds. The LED on the receiver will blink twice and indicate the change. Press and hold the mode button on the controller for 3 seconds to reconnect with a new receiver or to retrieve lost connection. Blue LED becomes solid when the connection is successful. And that's for a Genesis or Mega Drive. So to connect to Windows or the Switch, which this can connect to also, connect the controller to your Windows or Switch via USB cable. Green LED becomes solid when connection is successful. There's also a turbo function. So hold the button, hold the button you would like to set turbo functionality to, and then press the star button to activate or deactivate this turbo functionality. All right. And then 2, blue LED blinks twice to indicate the success of activation or deactivation. D-pad is not included. This does not apply to switch on wired connection. Yeah, so then they have a battery status menu there. So it says low battery is red LED blinks. Battery charging, red LED stays solid, and battery fully charged, LED turns off. And it has a built-in 480 milliamp Li-ion battery with 35 hours of playtime, rechargeable via USB cable with 1 to 2 hour charging time. Okay. And then power saving, there's a sleep mode. When it's 15 minutes without use, it goes into sleep mode. Please visit support8bitdo.com for further information and additional support. And on the back, they have the instructions in Japanese. All right. So let's take a closer look. Well, actually, let me get a feel for what this feels like. L and R they feel pretty much like how they did on the Super Nintendo, because there were no L and R buttons on the Genesis controller. It feels very, very small, kind of like a, I'm guessing it's how the second generation controller felt on a Genesis, but I don't remember. It feels more like a Saturn controller to me, but it has a little groove in the back, so it does feel comfortable. The buttons have good travel in them. They don't stick. They do feel quite good, actually. They're concaved on the bottom, and then they are up top. They're not concave, so you do have a difference in feel if you're just touching the buttons, which is good. The control pad itself, it does have, I can feel a solid motion of a half circle or a full circle on there, up, down, left, right, and corners are easily attainable. We're gonna check that in some gameplay and actually see if it's good or not. Start button feels solid, and all the mode buttons have a little clicky feel to them too. I got some power in here, but I'm gonna charge it up a little bit too before I test it out. So we're gonna try this on the PC. I'm gonna try it on some Genesis games through an emulator. Let's just jump right into that, and I'll let you know how it is. Let's start out with a little game called Streets of Rage 2. We got one player. Let's pick some blaze action here. All right. Now, first and foremost, as you can see with the controller here, we're gonna test out how the controller moves up, down, left, and right, because you got full 8-axis motion here. So far, so good. All right. Hey, you ever cheat like this and just kill everyone and they can't come back to you? I know it's pretty crappy. Pretty crappy way to play. All right, so let's test it out. Up, down, left, right. It seems to be just fine. Ha! And C button. This is only a 3-button game though, right? Nope. Top button. Now, I probably don't have that set up right. Nope, I don't. But this is just out the box, without changing anything. Playing this right on the PC. Not on the actual Genesis, which I'm sure configuration will be just fine. But on this, my C button is the X button, so boom. And as you can see, this is what happens when you don't look. All right, as you can see, it's hard to play with the controller under the camera, but give me that knife. So, what I can say about the buttons, hitting the buttons feels great. The response time, I don't feel much of any lag at all. And if you do notice that it is wired to the PC, because I actually need, without using that little, without using that 2.4G little adapter that came with it for the Genesis, which you can control on the Genesis completely with no other addition to the parts. Come on, get out of here. All right, so without that, I can play wirelessly on the Genesis or Mega Drive, as it says. But on the computer, obviously I can't connect that adapter, so I need the 8bitdo wireless USB adapter, which is compatible with all of the controllers that they make, and then I could play it wirelessly on the PC or anything basically that has, well, to play on the PC I know for sure, wirelessly I would need that adapter. On the Switch, would I be able to play it on the Switch without that? Well, I know I could play it wired on the Switch. It does not work with Bluetooth as is without that adapter. Of course, we got to start with Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition to test out the 6 buttons. So let's do it. And I will start out with, of course, Ryu. Now we're gonna test the half circle motion. See if this D-pad is legit. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Back up. Back up. Back up. All right. Here we go. Oh yeah. All right. Getting the combos. Okay. Is there anything else I have to prove with that perfect? All right. Let's see. Start with a fireball, then an uppercut, then a spin kick. Okay. Legit. All right, and jump. No. No. I'll throw you back. I'll throw you back. Oh my gosh. All right, fine. Uppercut up the arse. All right. Now to test the full circle motion. Here we go. All right, come on. Come on, grab him. Oh gosh. Nope. Not happening. Okay, listen. Not the best. Not the best at it. Nope. I can't do it. Okay. Well, that was interesting. Let's try that again. Maybe I just suck with Zangief, but that move wasn't coming out. Nope, that's not the move. Not the move. Okay, there you go. There you go. All right, all right. That's not bad. No, jeez. All right. Not so much the full circle D-pad here, but other than that, it feels good. I just am not good with Zangief with that move without a joystick. I'm gonna go Guile, and we're gonna test out left to right and down to up. Okay, that's obviously fine. That's fine too. And no complaints. No. Oh boy. You done messed up now. Yeah, that's pretty good. That was pretty good. Oh, and can it take a drop? Yes, it can take a drop. Good controller. Okay. That's all I got to say about this one. I do feel like this controller is very sufficient for playing Genesis. I feel good about it. I feel good about it. But that full circle motion, luckily Zangief is the only one with that move in the game, and that's not something you're going to do on a lot of Genesis games. So you don't have to worry too much about that, because it does work. It's just not 100% consistent, at least not in this game. But the motion, it's pretty good. Okay. We're going to go with Earthworm Jim for this one. Let's see how that diagonal motion works. Okay. Am I out of bullets already? No. All right, here we go. Nope. Get off me. Get off me. Get off me. Oh boy. There we go. There you go, Cal. Cal jumped over the moon. Oh boy. I'm really playing such precision here. Alright, here we go. I'm used to it now. Let's go. Oh gosh. You missed it. You missed it. Hey, I got it. Okay. I'm good. Here we go. Oh gosh. Get away from me, dog. Get away from me, dog. Get away from me, dog. Nope, we're not gonna fight today. We're not gonna fight today. Oh well. Let me get back in the camera. Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh, that's not energy. Okay. Oh, that's not energy. Yeah, like I said, the controllers are feeling just fine. Just fine. Well, oh, come on, hit him. I have to say that the game is using the controls is fine. Here we go. Let's go. Who cares about the secrets? Yeah. Alright. Off we go. 64 energies, yeah. Come on. Yeah. Oh, daggone it. It's dog. It's full of bones. Okay, I'm gonna die here. Yee! Okay. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it all the way to the boss. Probably. Oh boy, I forgot. Now, this is a 3-button. This is a 3-button game. I didn't have to switch back past. Oof! Get off me. I didn't have to switch it back to a 3-button controller. It just automatically did it, which is fine. Okay. Okay. And here's where everyone stops playing, because I totally forgot how to what do you do here? What do you do here? I don't. Oh gosh. I forgot how to play. I forgot how to play. Oh gosh. I forgot how to beat him. Oh well. It works just fine. Good enough. All right. So let's pause it, and I'll give you my rundown of how I feel about it. The controls feel fine. It's light in hand. The buttons feel fine. They don't stick. The D-pad feels good enough. Pretty much how I remember a Genesis controller feeling. Nintendo always had the better D-pad, but it is exactly how a Genesis D-pad was. Buttons up top here, I didn't get to play with these, but playing them with a Switch, they would come in handy. And that's about it. That's all I got to say about this controller. I do like it, and it's a great companion to my Super Nintendo 8bitdo controller, which is great. But that one is Bluetooth wireless. It will work on the Switch wirelessly. Not this one. This is the Genesis one. This will not work wirelessly on a Switch. You have to use it with either the adapter that's available online or wired, which will work just fine. And that's about it. All right, I do recommend it, especially if you're playing emulators, and especially if you want to play and have a genuine Genesis feel. All right, and on that note, this is Stikz signing off with my take on the 8bitdo M30 Genesis controller. All right, I recommend it, and we out.